So I'm not sure exactly what time the 30th anniversary PlayStation consoles went on sale, but there's already seems to be a massive queue. I don't know if if it started at 8 a.m. It's now 8:28, and I just wanted to come on just to have a quick look to see if there was anything on here about what time they were going on sale or something, like if it was 9 a.m. or something like that, or like later on today. Because all I knew is it was going to be the 26th of September was the date. I didn't know anything about any time, and all you see here is you've been temporarily placed into a waiting room. The queue is paused. The yellow bar there. I don't know if that's the when it gets to the top you get in. Updated at 8:05. Get ready for PlayStation 30th anniversary collection and PS5 Pro. We're currently experiencing a large volume of customers to our site. We're working hard to get you back in so you can place your pre-order directly from PlayStation. When countdown reaches 0, you'll be assigned a random place in the queue. Where's the countdown? Unless that's what that yellow bar is. Don't worry, your place in the queue is secure. Opening multiple queue tabs or manually refreshing the page will not affect your place. The page refreshes automatically. Have your payment details ready. We accept Visa, MasterCard. What about Monopoly money? You'll need a PSN account to buy directly from PlayStation. Have your sign-in ID ready. So you can't sign in or anything yet. You have to wait until you get through this stage, and then you will need your PlayStation network ID to log in and make the purchase of the pre-order, which then I think it was December 15th if I remember rightly off the top of my head again now. So this is just paying today and getting in and getting one of the 12,300 consoles, and there being 12,300 for the 12th month and the 300 part of it for the third day of 1994 was when the original was released. And I found an old video on my YouTube of when I went down to Bethnal Green as well, to the 20th anniversary, where they were selling 50, so just 50. Imagine that now, 50 PlayStation 4s that were in this kind of PlayStation 1 classic sort of design colours, and that was it. There was just 50, and there was no pre-order, no nothing like that. It was just you had to come down to the pop-up shop. And I only found out about it the day before from the Six Axis website at the time. And I remember thinking it's not even worth going down there for the 50 consoles, but I'll go down there anyway just to check out the shop, because they were selling other bits and pieces. So it wasn't just consoles or anything like that. It was, I think I went into the shop eventually around midday by the time I got to the front of the queue, and there wasn't very much left. There was things like PlayStation Christmassy kind of themed socks, bubble hats and stuff. Not sure if there was like Sackboy jumpers or something as well, but there wasn't much left because it wasn't a very big shop, and there probably was a few hundred people at least queuing up to go into the store. So I think majority of them were there for the 50 PlayStations, but I think quickly you realized once you got down there. I got there in the morning, around about kind of like this kind of time, 8-9 o'clock or whatever in the morning, and there was already a massive queue, and there was a woman standing there who's to do with PlayStation. She was already saying to people that these people here, this is where the 50 ends. These are the first 50 people in the queue. If they all want to get the PlayStations or whatever, then this will be the 50 that get it. If any drop out or decide that they don't want it, or the payments, they gets declined or whatever, then we'll move on to the next ones. And I think they gave out some like ticket things to guarantee that you had the first 50, but you still had to wait in the queue anyway. And then there was like, I think, some tickets for like the next 5 or so people in the queue. I can't quite remember it now. It felt like it was a long time ago when trying to remember bits and pieces, but it also feels like only a little while ago that I remember kind of going down there and walking around the corner and seeing the queue and thinking, wow, I didn't realize there was going to be quite this many people, because at the time they were selling the PlayStation 4 Special Edition at like full price of £329 or whatever it was. And so like, for back then that was expensive, so it was kind of like you could get just the normal one for a lot less, or like a second-hand one. So was people really going to want it? And I think PlayStation themselves didn't realize it was going to be as popular as it was, because they only did 50. And that's why I think this time, even though the 12,300 fits perfectly with the date and everything, I think the reason they've done it is because they know that there's going to be a lot of people wanting it. Regardless of people buying it to sell it on as scalpers and stuff like that, there's still going to be thousands and thousands of people out there that are hardcore PlayStation fans like myself, who have supported PlayStation from the very beginning 30 years ago, and would love to get one of these consoles, either being the Pro or the digital PlayStation or 5, or even just like the controllers or whatever, just something to remember the 30th anniversary by. And that's what I'll probably be getting. I'll probably either get, at the very most, probably now would be the Edge controller, or I'll get myself, try and get myself one of just the normal classic DualShocks, so that I either have it as like a memory to look back on or something, and I might use it or might not use it. I don't know. It depends like how I can get them. And I think, like, from what I said in one of my other videos, is like the price of it is going to be is roughly about, for the controllers, about £5 more than what they sell the normal versions of the controllers for. And the I think the Portal's about £10 more than what the normal one is. And then I think the digital console is maybe about £20, roughly £15-20 more than what the normal one is. And I think then the Pro, from what I remember, was about £50 more than what the other Pro is going to be, or it might be selling for the exact same price. I can't remember exactly now, because it was like a leaked thing on prices, and it was US prices as well. So it's always a bit kind of grey area with the conversion rates and stuff, but it always seems to be 1-for-1 now, whereas before it wasn't. But so yeah, I'm not going to sit in this queue. I'm not even going to try and get one of these PS5 Pros or anything, because I'm not interested in the Pro anyway. I think if this was, a PlayStation 6 going on sale for the first time, and the first 12,300 of them being sold were special edition PlayStation 6s, then I would be in this queue wanting to get it. And then, anyone else who gets a PlayStation 6 after that initial 12,300 are sold would get just the regular version of it. Then, yeah, I could understand people, wanting to get it then. But for people that have already got a PS5, either a Slim or the original PS5, there's not many people who are going to want the Pro, outside of just hardcore collectors who have just got the spare money, who want to buy the console and have it kept boxed up, or as a secondary console. They've maybe got a son or daughter or something, and they give their PlayStation 5 to, and they're going to keep the new one for themselves. Or then you've got the scalpers who are going to sell it on, and that and obviously, like, you need a PlayStation account, but there's going to be a lot of people who already knew this was coming up over the last couple of weeks and started getting a PlayStation account, or would have signed up for a PlayStation account this morning or whatever, and done this, but they had time to prepare for this, and that's what I said in my other videos. They should have said today was the day they were going to do this, but they shouldn't have said that you needed a PlayStation account until you got here and then done it, because then it's only going to be people who really would be buying this console who are people that have had a PlayStation over the years, so they would have a PlayStation account usually. So or they'd know someone, a family member or a friend who's got a PlayStation account that could get them it if they really wanted to. But it should really be just for the people who who are the people who have supported PlayStation over the 30 years should be getting this, and not having to then go on eBay in about a week's time or whatever to start buying a PlayStation 5 Pro that's like £1,000 plus on there, and then when they come out and people have got them sent to their houses to actually physically send out around December time, then you're going to get people then wanting it for Christmas maybe, and hyping up the price and going for over well over £1,000. And these are people that want the actual console, and there's people just trying to make money off of nostalgia and stuff. So it seems a bit unfair at times, and I think like they could have done this better, and they could, even if they said that you need the PlayStation Network account ID, like a few days before, just said that it's only people that have had a PlayStation account before September 1st or August 1st of this year, and had some sort of cut off with it, so some sort of a time based ID account. Instead, you're probably going to have loads of PlayStation accounts that are not old and they're brand new ones, or ones where maybe someone's also gone around and probably there's always ways around it, I guess. There's people who probably will just end up buying PlayStation accounts off of someone who they know had a PlayStation account, probably doesn't use it, and says to them, I'll give you some money if you just let me have your PlayStation account or borrow it or something so I can use this. So I know there's always ways around these things, but it just sometimes it just feels like it's really unfair. But at least this time around, there's 12,300 consoles and not 50 like there was back at the 20th anniversary. And maybe if PlayStation's still going when it's the 40th anniversary, which we all hope it will be, that maybe they will do something where there's even more consoles and even more of these items, so that guaranteed it. But yeah, if you're going for the consoles or whatever, good luck, and you're probably going to need it.